African Americans in this country are the only groups. They have no culture. It depends on who you meet, where you meet them.
But currently, there's not an African American culture?
No.
Yes, there is.
What is it?
Uh,
Name 2 value systems in the African American culture.
Value
Name,
system?
yes. Name 2 taboos in the African American culture system.
All right, so it seems like he might be interviewing the wrong person because she doesn't know the answer. So let's just say this: 2 value systems in the African American culture, or we might say Black American culture. I'm gonna tell you number 1 is being polite in public. You guys notice, especially us from the South, we say yes sir, yes ma'am, may I, please. We open the door for women. All those type of things are 2 value systems that most of us grew up with. And the second thing is also gonna be respecting your elders. Now, I will give him this. In Black American culture today, we are starting to lose our value systems. Correct. Now, if you're judging 2025 Black American culture with Gen Z, yes, that makes a lot of sense. But historically, I mean, you got to remember we were slaves at one point, right? So we had to have respect. So we had values. We had to. Otherwise, we got our ass whipped to death. So that's not going to work. You want to know 2 taboos in the Black American culture? Be gay and date a white girl. Okay? Those are 2 things. Now, in Africa, dating a white girl can be a flex. Okay? And I know I say Africans don't white worship, but it is very true that Africans, generally speaking, maybe not in South Africa, but Africans and even Black Brazilians, I noticed when I was there, generally speaking, view dating a white person as they've made it. So those are 2 things that we definitely have in different. But let's go ahead and continue. And then we're going to get into a reason why Trump has some points when it comes to immigration.
System. Name 2 traditions, by the way, in the African American culture system. There is no value for freedom if you don't understand what it is.
Black Americans fought for freedom, but let's keep going.
Concept of free. You have to have a foundation on which it would balance when you ask for it. Civil rights, they give it to you. You have no culture.
Whatever
Nancy,
the fuck that means.
you've been here, born here. Why would you be surprised if I say African Americans don't have a culture? What, twerking?
Again, so what the fuck is this dude talking about? So, of course, he brings up twerking. And now, as I said before, in 2025, so America, and I've done videos about this, America is a degenerate society, meaning that not just Black American culture, all cultures across the USA are degenerated, except for those immigrants that are coming because they have their culture in their country, which is not so degenerate. I mean, it will over time as it moves to the United States. But like, if you are a white American, y'all's culture, a lot of white Americans are not happy with the culture today that they have as opposed to the ones they had 50 years ago. Black Americans had more self-respect 100 years ago. You could tell by the way how they dressed. They wore suits and they actually carried themselves with respect. As opposed to nowadays, they got their ass out. You know, their underwear is showing. It looks absolutely ridiculous. So yes, America is a degenerate society. So today, we don't have a culture. I would agree with that. Today, we don't have a culture, or we do, but it's degenerating. But historically, he's trying to make it seem like we've never been shit, like we've never had a culture. Let's continue.
So anything
but I feel like African American culture has definitely
you say
mainstream.
No, you say the word, the African American culture. What is it? Okay, fine.
Like hip hop.
Oh,
not
when
hip
you
hop.
ask somebody that type of question, what is Kenyan culture? What do you mean, what is Kenyan culture? Like, you got to narrow that down. That's like saying, what is, I don't even know, but he's asking a very broad question. He needs to ask, what about that specific culture? Let's just get into the rest of this video. This shit is ignorant.
I mean, I don't want to, yes, I feel like
you haven't thought about it. It's fine. Don't make things up.
I'm not making it up.
Okay,
then
educate me. You feel, you should know, you were born and raised here.
Yes, but I have a Haitian.
Are you African American?
I'm Haitian American.
That's correct.
So that goes back to the entire thing. He's asking the wrong fucking person these questions. Haitian, that's like if a Kenyan moves to America and you want to ask them what is Black American culture, why the hell would you be asking them that? Even if they're second generation, why would you be asking them that? Now, listen, she has something that she can immediately go back to and base her culture off of, which is Haiti. Okay? we Black Americans, that's why they call us niggas, because we're literally different. You had slaves that were brought from the Congo, from Angola, that ended up in South Carolina. You had some that came from Nigeria, Ghana, from Senegal, that ended up in Louisiana, and then this slave was sold to this state, and they end up mixing. We don't know where the hell we came from, so we had to generate our own culture. So first of all, and I hate to say this, you need to be asking a real nigga these questions. Don't ask somebody that's damn near an immigrant. I don't even care if they're second generation. You're asking the wrong person these questions. Because if a Kenyan moves to America and then they have a baby there, they're going to base their culture off of Kenyan culture, not American culture, because they grew up in a Kenyan household. This is very surface level understanding of Black American culture.
Do you see why you were being specific with that? Because anybody who encounters you already knows you before. If they know you are Haitian, at least two things comes to their mind.
What is that?
If they've been to Haiti, they can look at work ethics and they say, yes,
Nah, he
Haitians,
swear
I
he's
know
on to
them.
something.
Service industry, they know where they do
So
well.
annoying.
Food, they can say yes. And even language, Creole.
Right.
And they can say, oh, I love Haiti.
Black Americans have something, so he said language Creole, which is pretty much broken French. What a flex. The second thing is Black Americans have something that we call Ebonics. We have a certain way that we talk that pretty much we can only understand. Like there's certain things that I can say to Africans that they will not know what the hell I'm talking about. But it's almost like we do have our own language. We can even say it to white Americans and they don't know what the hell we mean. And that comes from slavery because we were slaves and we had to speak in a certain code where we said shit that just sounded off the wall. Like, oh, what the hell are they talking about? Like, jump off in the water over there and he gonna be waiting up on you upstream. It's like, what does that mean? But he really, if I put you off over there in that water, you ain't know how to handle it. I put him behind that thing. Like, it's certain ways that we talk that's significant to us. I'm not trying to say it's a flex. I'm just saying that is a culture's customs and traditions, right? There's certain things that we identify with. Continue.
Because they saw the culture in abstract before they encountered you. So people go over the bridge of your culture, your tradition, your customs, and that helps them to know how to
address you.
Exactly. I'm saying to you, any people who ask for these things, which are abstract, freedom, for example, independence, for example, and civil rights, for example, voting rights, for example, you must have a foundation on which these things are going to balance. Because the people there have to uniformly agree with consensus. This is our way of life. The do's and the don'ts involved in our culture. Even you have to create an artificial culture.
Is that why the civil rights movement is considered dead?
It's dead and useless.
So because of the civil rights movement that my ancestors got pies thrown in their face, got sprayed down and mauled by the fire hose, and got mauled by dogs, shot by the police, and was hanging from trees, because my ancestors did that is the same fucking reason that you are able to come to America and talk that stupid shit on a podcast. You do realize before we started talking, before we did our civil rights movement, you couldn't come to America and do the shit that you're doing without us doing that. Like, we fought for that shit. And this is why I've brought this up before. This is the unnecessary division between Africans and the African diaspora that it is very common for Africans to come. Here's my question. Why the fuck do you think it is necessary or it is appropriate for you to come to somebody else's country and literally tell them that they ain't shit in their own country? Now you might say, Austin, oh, you critique Kenyans. I critique Kenyans and Africans on general shit. Like, I might get online and say, hey, just to let y'all know, Africans, if you fuck somebody over in business, they're not going to come back. That's not necessarily critiquing your culture. That's just telling you, hey, this shit's not going to work long term. I'm not telling Kenyans like, hey, you don't have culture. Like, hey, y'all ain't never been shit. Y'all don't have nothing to identify with. Y'all don't have no values. Y'all don't have no taboos. Again, a taboo for us is dating a white girl. There's a fucking reason why, because historically, white women have accused black men of false rape, and they were the slave masters. So it makes a lot of sense why that's a taboo in our culture. But in y'all's culture, that may be a flex. Just because we not eating fufu and ugali doesn't mean we don't have the equivalents of grits. You know, we have hot water cornbread. Y'all have jollof rice, we have jambalaya. What the hell is up with the division of this unnecessary division? Like, we don't have our own shit going on over here. And for the other immigrants, well, I guess all immigrants, Donald Trump is showing you, do not come to America saying that, trying to impose your values on us, right? Do not come to America doing that, because his values is Israel. So if you are a African or you are a Palestinian or Chinese, I don't care what you are, and you decide you want to wave a Palestinian flag and critique the Jews of Israel, you can be fucking deported right now. You can be deported, which goes to show you that this type of talk is not appreciated amongst anybody. It's not even just because he's critiquing Black Americans. Okay, Black American culture is literally copied around the world. The wearing your snapback to the back, that's something that the world copies. The women wearing the big hoop earrings and lip gloss, that's literally some shit that is significant to Black American women. So we're not going to make it... I just find it so crazy. Like, literally, you have people like DeVito, however you say his name, Burna Boy. They're wearing the big gold chains. That's our shit. They're wearing gold grills and mouse grills or whatever, diamond grills, whatever that shit is. That's our shit. Okay, I would love for you to find an ancient picture of an African walking around with a grill in his mouth. Y'all are literally the Afro beats and the Amapiano was started from our shit. And I give Africans some leeway because there are some things that we took from African culture as slaves. I don't know if Black Americans did it, because whenever they came to America, they pretty much made them wipe all their knowledge of their own ancestry back home. But I know in Brazil, like, samba is based off of stuff that came from the Kingdom of Congo, the sounds that they got from there. Okay, but I don't know if that's the same thing with Black Americans, because like I said, they pretty much made us forget all of our shit. But in Brazil, they were a little more lenient. The Portuguese were a little more lenient, I think. And just like tango in Argentina came from the slaves that they had there as well. But our shit is literally being cut. Like, Amapiano was started from our house music that we created. You know, it's based off of that. The Afro beats and all the African versions of rap rap came from Black Americans in the United States. What the fuck are you talking about? And again, the reason that some of these content creators sound so smart is because they go pick somebody that's fucking irrelevant, like a Haitian American. Okay? I can't say I'm Haitian American. I can't say I'm Congolese American. We don't know. So I'm an actual Black American, because the actual Black American does not know where the hell they came from. Okay, this is what they call the FBA. So this is where there is a difference between, I say Africans and Black Americans are all Black. That is undisputable. They are Black. I mean, if you ask your local Klansman, who will we be hanging next to each other in a tree, he would say yes. So we are all Black. But of course, all Blacks aren't the same, just the same way how all whites aren't the same. I don't get it. I really don't get it, man. I don't get it. This is that racial hierarchy shit. I've spoken about this many times. This is the racial hierarchy that Black Americans and Africans like to do amongst themselves. They say we're better, and I say we're all niggas. In the Klansman's eyes. I mean, you guys let me know what let me know what y'all think. I don't know what to say about this kind of stuff anymore, but it is very annoying. It's very unnecessary. It's just like the time I told you guys I was hanging out here in Nairobi, and a lot of this shit is based out of envy. A lot of this shit is based out of envy. Let's just put it out there. A lot of it is. We can dispute that in the comments, but I remember there was a time, and let's go back to the racial hierarchy. I remember there was a time I was hanging out here in Nairobi, and there was a Kenyan chick, and somehow there was some friction between her and one of the other guys I was hanging out with, and she's telling us, that's why y'all were slaves. Go back to your country, you fucking niggers. And this girl's darker than us. She's about as dark as this couch. And she's calling us niggers. That's why y'all were slaves. And I always say this. Which one is the bigger flex? Being taken from your homeland and shipped to another country and being enslaved to work on a plantation? or having those exact same white folks come to your country, rape your women, beat you, put you in concentration camps, and then take over your fucking government, and then make you do shit the way how they want you to do it, and then tell you what the fuck you cannot do in your own country. And then and then here's the crazy part that they don't bring up. These white folks, let's just use the Portuguese, for example. They will take African slaves from Angola, bring them to Brazil, and then here come the French or the Dutch. They want to take over this Portuguese fort known as Salvador Bahia or Pernambuco, Recife. Here come the Portuguese. They're coming to take over this fort. Oh yeah, those same blacks that we enslaved and forced them to work on plantations. Here you go. Here's your rifle. Go fight the French so that way we can keep oppressing you. So you're going to put your life on the line because we want to stay your master. That's the same shit that happened throughout Africa. Like, Africans were forced to fight against Europeans, not for freedom, so they could stay colonized by those same Europeans. The same shit that happened during the Civil War in the United States whenever the Union had to invaded the Confederacy, or whichever way it happened. And the first person that died in the American Civil War was a fucking black slave. Do you think he was fighting to stay a slave? No. He was fighting because he had to. The same shit that happened everywhere else in the world. So what is the fucking flex? The same shit happened colonial-wise on both sides. Everybody you have jollof rice, we have jambalaya. Y'all have ugali, we have grits. Y'all have matumbo, we have chitlins. What's the fucking difference? And that's why I say all this shit is based out of ignorance. Ignorance doesn't mean you're dumb, which in many cases like this, it does mean you're dumb. But ignorance means simply that you don't know. Like, I don't know how to fly an airplane. I'm ignorant when it comes to flying airplanes. That's not necessarily saying I'm dumb. I just don't know. And this is why education is very important. So guys, educate yourself before you get online saying dumb shit like this, please. This probably is some of the stupid. And this is very common. This is very common. I love Africans. I live here in Africa. I live here in Nairobi. I'm about to go do another tour through South Africa, Botswana, and Namibia. I love being in Africa, but I don't say dumb shit like this, okay? And you guys have heard me say before, if you've been watching me for a couple years, I said that Black Americans don't have culture. Or I think I might have said Americans don't have culture, but Black Americans don't have culture. I'm speaking in specific today because our culture that we've evolved into is not honorable, okay? But I'm not saying we ain't never had none. That's very recent that our shit is not honorable. So again, one thing I've noticed that Africans will do is have a very surface level of understanding things. They don't dig deep into the fucking topics before they debate them. And I'm saying this because whenever we debate, it just takes that. Like, this guy says all this shit on his thing right now, right? And I could just ask him one question, boom, shut down his whole debate. They'll be debating something. You just ask one question, they'll be like, oh, looking like a deer in headlights. I didn't think about that part. Yes, dig deep first before you get online and say shit like this. Because I promise you, if he had me on his podcast and he would have had to keep cutting me off and probably mute my mic or some shit because I would have made him look very ignorant on his own podcast. That's why he basically he's an immigrant, I'm assuming. He got another damn near immigrant. She says she was born in the United States, but she identifies as Haitian American, so she's damn near an immigrant too. Neither one of y'all are what they call FBA. So how can you, that's like me bringing on a white American to debate Black American culture with a native born Kenyan being the moderator. Like, the fuck is this? Let me know what you guys think. I'm austonholleman. We are getting to do our tour right around South Africa. If you guys have some more content that you guys would like to see me react to, I see you guys like these reactions. I thought my channel was shadow banned. I did a reaction to some Kenyans that had something crazy to say about me and some other people here. And it's only been 13 hours and the video got 25,000 views. So it's pretty obvious that my channel's not shadow banned. Y'all just didn't give a damn what I was talking about. So anyway, if you have any other things you'd like me to talk about, leave a comment or give me an email at austonholleman@gmail.com. And make sure you guys check out our new organization that we've created that's based around culture, commerce, and community. And yeah, culture to show you guys some Africans that think we don't have culture. We're going to be blending our cultures together. And we're going to put some jambalaya rice next to some jollof rice, and we're going to see how much different they taste. And we created this to bridge the financial interest in between the African diaspora and the actual Africans. And we're starting it here in Nairobi, Kenya. And we're going to branch out to other countries. If you would like to be a part of that type of movement, you need to go to emojavillageplaza.com. It'll be in the first pinned comment. And I want you to go to join the UVP association. And the benefits of joining the association will be listed on that page. It's only $25 a month. Where does your money go? Your money, first of all, I don't get to see your money. None of the 6 of the board get to see the money either. That money is going back into hosting awareness events. For example, one of our good brothers, Shanton, he just worked with Mr. Import Export, Kevin, the course that we present, and I'll put that in the comments as well. He wanted to bring his own shea butter from Uganda and ship it back to Atlanta. He was able to do that through our community, through the commerce, and he was able to ship it back to the States. And then we had our first awareness event, and he was able to present and sell a good portion of his shea butter to people at the event, bringing more awareness to his product. We also are adding a shop onto our website where you can, if you're an associate, only for associates, you can put your product on our website and generate extra revenue for your products. Only if you join as an associate. We also have my tattoo artist, the guy that did a lot of my tattoos here in Kenya. I said, hey, we're not going to charge you nothing. Set up shop at our next event. And guess what? Americans have tattoos. Americans have tattoos. We like tattoos. Kenyans don't really wear tattoos. But this is going to bridge our gap. So he set up shop. He had his paintings, his drawings, and he had his tattoo gun and all his stuff there. Kia from Traverse Culture, she's got half a sleeve done. Go check out our channel and see. I'm pretty sure she's posted it already. And then I want you to look at our video that we did on our first UVP event. There was 5, there was a mix of like Asian, white, black Americans as a little college group. They look like maybe they're UN kids. I don't know. They all got 5 tattoos from him. One of our board members got a tattoo from him on the spot. And he was still able to pass out his information. So this is what we're trying to do, which is bridge the financial interest. Kenyans don't get tattoos, but Americans get tattoos. So we have a Kenyan tattoo artist show up at America's event. It's very simple how we're doing this. So if you would like to be a part of that, go to emojavillageplaza.com and join the UVP membership. We would gladly appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.